Hey guys, we're back here for Music on the Menu, and I am dressed to impress. Since I can't sing, I wore my music leggings, so I hope you can see them there today. And I'm happy to be here with Alan Stout. He does a great job on his radio show each and every month for Music on the Menu. Again, it's broadcast right here at the Mohegan Sun Pocono at 105 The River, owned by Bold Gold Media. So a special shout out to Vince Benedetto and his crew. And Alan, how have you been?
I've been great. How have you been?
I've been awesome. I mean, I only see you every 4 weeks, but I do follow some of the things that you put on Facebook since we're doing the show. And I know you had a really exciting Halloween and got out there and partied a little bit.
I certainly did. I certainly did. It was a very Robert Palmer, simply irresistible.
It was great.
You know, kind of Halloween. When I hang out with my friend Sandra, there's always fun, and so that was all her.
The next day, you remember how young you are not.
The next day, you hope to remember something.
You're like, oh, that was a good night, but when was the last time I was out till 2 in the morning? So, well, that's good. Well, I'm glad to be here with our guests. If you want to introduce and tell us what we're going to talk about today on the show, you can take away the music side of things.
It's really special to have these two guys here, you know, and you know, it's interesting because we didn't plan it this way, but this week is the 25th anniversary of my doing music.
Oh, nice.
With Northeast PA. And
25 years.
I did not plan it this way at all, but there's no one else that I'd rather have here on the show than these two guys, because out of the 25 years that I've been writing about music and doing radio, these are really my two favorite songwriters. And so to have them here on the show together is really special. Bret Alexander, of course, longtime member of the Badleys, principal songwriter for the Badleys, owner and operator of Saturation Acres Recording Studio, who's produced so many great artists over the years. Eddie Appnel, founding member of one of the great all-time bands from northeastern Pennsylvania, the Mere Mortals, put out a terrific solo record a couple of years ago. And the two of them together now host the best live open mic jam in northeastern Pennsylvania every Wednesday night at Tony's. So.
Which is super awesome, and we're going to let them talk in a little bit. But I wanted to just refresh our audience to let them know what we do here every month, because SSP TV has teamed up this year with 105 The River and Music on the Menu, and we're actually doing a spin-off of the radio. That's the original show that Alan really started as in print, correct?
Yeah. Music on the Menu was the name of my column in the Times Leader and the Weekender for, I think, 17 years. And then it became the name of the radio show about 14 years ago. And I've been here on the river for the past almost 4 years now.
And 25 years, how many guests have you had on the show?
Oh boy, you know, I don't know.
I mean, like hundreds.
Hundreds, yeah.
And again, you tape once a week. You're located right here at Mohegan Sun Pocono. I know sometimes you might pass and say, hey, like, what is that? What's going on there? And it's literally a radio station. There are several radio stations with Bold Gold Media.
Sure, yeah.
And this is the one located in Wilkes-Barre.
Mohegan Sun Pocono, yeah.
So you can check them out if you're in the Mohegan Sun Pocono. So our guests, let's talk about this open mic night, because we're going to have to check it out. All my friends and all of my viewers, we're going to go to this open mic night, and it's open at Tony's Wine Cellar. I love that name, in Pittston, and it happens every Wednesday.
Wednesday nights.
Okay, tell me about it.
Well, we started about 3 years ago. Victor Giuliano, the owner of Tony's Wine Cellar, came out to see what we had going on at another one of our open mics. Like I said, we've been doing, we've been doing them for about 6 years at different locations. Mm-hmm. When Victor came and found us and said, bring it to Pittston and let's try it, I said, oh, okay, let's try it. He said he wanted to try it for 3 months, and here we are over 3 years. And right from the beginning of it, I asked Bret to co-host it with me. In the event that there was no interest in the thing, we would play for the 3 hours. Mm-hmm. Together, and you know, no harm done. As it turns out, we probably do about 2 or 3 songs together at the beginning of the night, and there are so many great performers that come out.
For the mic.
It's a lot of really talented people.
So open mic means anyone could perform, or are these mostly musicians who don't get a shot at performing in front of an audience?
Well, and yeah, anyone who comes in and can sing a song or play an instrument is welcome. We've over the years at some of our open mics we've had a tuba player, we've had a bagpiper, right. All kinds of strange stuff, comedians, other stuff like that too. So
I know Alan has seen so much talent come through northeastern Pennsylvania. You both have extensive backgrounds in the music industry. What kind of talent do you see performing at this open mic night?
I think it's way above and beyond. You know, typical. You think you go to an open mic night and you feel like it's just kind of souped up karaoke. Somebody comes up and plays with an acoustic guitar, you know. But I mean, the level of musicianship, because we said earlier, like Victor, that owns the bar, he's a drummer and he has all his musician friends, and we both have musical backgrounds. We have our musicians friends, and there's regulars, and they come, and there's always like 3 bass players waiting in the wings and 4 drummers, and they're all awesome. So the level of musicianship is way higher than your average, you know, just somebody, you know, getting up for the first time and playing an acoustic guitar and singing. It's, you know, I mean, like somebody that maybe is young and hasn't had a chance to perform in front of a lot of people before, they can work with really good musicians that have it. It's kind of a mentoring thing in a way too.
And Alan, you can attest to that because you've been there and you've seen a ton of talent come through northeastern Pennsylvania.
Yeah. I mean, when I first started doing this show, they asked me, "Can you do it every week?" You know, they're like, "Of course I could do it every week." You know, we go for months and not play the same songs. I mean, there's so much talent here. Bret, with the studio that he runs, you know, is produced. You know, he sees it, you know, as a member, as a musician, as a producer. Open mic now, I see it on this end of things, you know, having bands send me their records hoping for airplay. Eddie sees it down at Tony's with Bret. It's, and you never know. There's a young girl that plays with you guys, she's like 16 years old.
Tori Vachica from West Pittston.
Yeah, I'm down there a couple weeks ago, and she does Stairway to Heaven and Hotel California, which are long songs with a lot of lyrics and a lot of inflection and a lot of singing there. I mean, you're talking about Robert Plant and, you know, Don Henley, and she just nails them. I mean, she's just fantastic. And, you know, and she looked a little young.
Yeah.
But, you know, we found out, you know, we talked to her afterwards. She's 16 years old.
So
you know?
Local talent that is interested in open mic night, what's the process? You show up? How do you get involved with it?
Yeah, that's generally it. I mean, sometimes we'll have a 4-piece, 5-piece band that wants to come and play, and I always ask them to give me a heads up first, so we, you know, can kind of let them have a little bit of a longer set. So you're not just limiting them to come in that way with all their gear to play 2 songs or something, you know.
It's kind of controlled chaos, though. I mean,
I love it. That's how TV and radio is too. It's
that's
just
the way it is.
musical.
There's no real plan. We don't know who's going to show up to, you know.
Wing it.
Yeah.
Just swing it.
Wing it.
Sometimes that's the best. The improv.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, somebody will break into a song and somebody that's really good in the audience knows it and says, you know, kind of just on their own, you know, saunters up there and starts singing away or playing or whatever.
So
harmonica players.
Yeah.
We
Sometimes
talked on the radio side, Bret, about you actually in the 1990s through when you were with the Badleys, you were on Spotlight Talent Showcase, and that was a part of my family, the Sand family. My dad Sam used to host that show on Fox 56.
Yep.
Dating back to the 90s. I don't know if you remember being on the show.
I remember the show.
Right.
I don't remember how he sounded. That's the only thing I don't. I don't know if that's archived anywhere. But
so being a part of the Badleys for so long, and then you formed your own band recently, which Alan touches on the radio portion of the show, Gentlemen East, and some members of the Badleys are also a part of that.
Yes, yeah, myself and 2 other guys are members of the Badleys. So, yeah, Ron and Paul.
He took 2 of the boys with him, babe.
Okay, he stole them away. So how was that mix then? How was that mixed
Beautiful.
together?
Yeah, we've been working together for decades.
Yeah.
So it's you know, it's like you finish each other's sentences at this point. You know, you don't even have to.
And Alan, I think you could attest that like Bret's a little modest because he has his own, you know, recording studio and he has all this stuff going on. He's like, yeah, I do this, I do that. But I mean, talk about that a little bit. Have you been to the studio?
Oh, many times.
Okay.
Yeah. I've actually, you know, just been there hanging. I did stories about it when he first opened it. Went down and did some articles. You know, and then I did one I think on the 10th anniversary.
Okay.
I recorded some tunes there. You know, cover songs for the old Concert for a Cause album. Did one of my original songs with Bret. Wound up getting on the radio quite a bit back in 2003, the Summer Days too.
I remember that.
So yeah, I mean, very accomplished. You know, I mean, with what he's done with. As a producer, he produced the first Breaking Benjamin album, which led to them getting a record deal.
Right.
You know, and now they've sold 6-7 million records over the years. So
super talent here in northeastern Pennsylvania. Absolutely. We're going to check out some of your music now. Again, celebrating Alan's 25th year in the music industry here. I thought he was 21. We'll be right back. You're watching Music on the Menu, the TV version here on SSP TV. Hey guys, welcome back. Music on the Menu, the TV version. We're here at 105 The River, located in Mohegan Sun Pocono. We're with Alan Stout, celebrating his 25th anniversary in the music industry here. You've been doing this show forever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like you were born in that seat.
Yeah, I started off at the newspaper, but then jumped over the radio about, newspaper 25 years, radio now about 14 years. I actually started going on the radio in '95, doing a little entertainment spot, talking about what bands are playing around town every week. So yeah, I guess it's, 25 for newspapers and about 22 for radio.
So this year we're going to have you definitely sing on the TV version. That's my goal.
All right.
And my goal is to have Alan sing. We're going to go to open mic night and we're going to have Alan perform. What do you think?
Sounds great.
I've been challenged.
That would be good.
You should film that too.
We will. We'll bring the TV there. I won't sing. I just wear the musical instruments and stuff and the notes. I shouldn't be singing, but I'm a good dancer. I can promise that. How about that?
All right, it'll be a fun night.
All right,
I'll
so
buy the gin.
let's talk a little bit about Eddie's career. And Alan, I know you could help me out with where we're at with Eddie because he has a new album.
Well, Eddie was in one of the best bands that we had back in the '90s, a band called Mere Mortals. They were one of my favorite groups. We play them here on the show all the time. They did,
Okay.
three full-length records, Ed?
Yeah.
Three albums, and then they were working on another one in the early 2000s when they broke up. And he put out a solo record a couple of years ago, and now you are beginning to work on your follow-ups.
Starting on,
Tell us a little bit about
the
where
next
you're at with the new album.
We got some basic tracks down, working with the Husty brothers from Three Imaginary Boys, Tim and Rob, and Bret is actually playing some bass and guitar on the thing. So rather than releasing a full-length CD right off the bat, I think what I want to do is start get some music back out there, some newer stuff, rather than waiting until the whole thing is done.
So you'd like maybe just release a song on iTunes and
Exactly.
put it out there?
Yeah.
Seems to be the way a lot of people are going these days. Just constantly, put out a new song every couple of months.
Exactly. Well, it's the way it kind of was back in the day, where you would put a single out and then do the album to
Catch
follow
up
it
with
up.
it. Yeah, sure.
So
Well, we look forward to hearing that new music from Eddie. He's a staple on this show, and you actually help us promote it a lot too. I know we appreciate that on social media when we post that we're coming on Sunday nights here.
it's a good thing that you're doing. You guys promoting local music and musicians and songwriters and the arts.
It's a lot of fun to do.
It's great. It's a good thing to get behind
We appreciate
and
guys like
share.
you, tuning in and helping us spread the word around.
So, Bret and Eddie, you've been in this industry for many, many years. How has technology helped or hindered the music industry, and really with your music?
I don't use any technology. That sounds like one for Bret.
Oh, okay.
Well, the biggest change is that there's really no line between the professional equipment and the consumer equipment.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of things are done at home, and that's good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things are done at home, so that kind of clubhouse feel of everybody getting together and just jamming and working on things and then recording it doesn't always happen as much because people are in different locations and they're all adding their 2-bit. I always say it's like it's like mailing around a recipe or something. That's the downside of it. Okay, well here I'm going to put my ingredient in, and then I'm going to mail it to you, and and
Everyone does their own thing, and then you just
it all
edit
kind
it
of comes
together.
together, yeah. And there's cool things because you can work with people that are in different states, different countries.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, within the last couple of weeks, I've done things with a guy from Nashville, a guy from Calgary, a guy from Michigan, in the last couple of weeks, just because of being able to do it via email.
And Alan, being in the business for 25 years, how is it? How have you seen technology help with? I know for us, it's been reach. It's been, being able to reach more people, having more resources.
Well,
there really is no first anymore. I've had it first. It's everyone. You're at technology's at your fingertips, so we all have the same advantage.
I mean, the good thing about it is like what Bret said. Somebody can maybe record at home, but I see the downside of it as, when I was a kid and I bought CDs, I was like you know, when you're a little kid and you buy your baseball card, you take it home to your dad, he always flips it over. He wants to see the stats on the guy. And all you're excited is you got a picture of your favorite ball player. Your dad's the one that'll look it over and say, oh, what did he bet? I did that with records when I want to see where it was produced, what studio it was at. And I'm a big fan of producers. They were sort of my heroes in high school. I knew who produced all my favorite bands' records. And so I still believe that a great producer can take an artist, take those songs to another level. And really, nobody that I ever met does it better than Bret. And so even though you might have the ability to record at home, I would highly recommend do your demos at home. And if you can afford to go into a studio and work with a producer, do it the right way, and then put them out. So I think you kind of try to find a compromise between both, you know. But I would always want that experienced ears. You know, somebody. I mean, I've recorded songs with Bret, songs that I've written, and he's just told me to change the inflection on words, and it is something I never would have thought of. My words, my melodies, you know, I wrote it. But he would say, why don't you do this? And it totally made the song 100% better. And that's something you're not going to get at home, you know, messing around on your computer. It's not going to happen.
Again, open mic night is going to be, it happens every Wednesday at Tony's Wine Cellar in Pittston.
In Pittston, yeah, 8 o'clock
And
every
it's early
Wednesday.
enough for us old folk to come out.
We do have it's really young people and older people, and it's just a really cool audience. Everybody, you know, plays nice, and you know, there's never a problem there or anything.
And that's a great opportunity to have exposure and you know, work with people who have been in the industry for many years.
And like they said on the radio side, bands have been formed there. You know, I mean, friendships have been made. You know,
Marriages.
Marriages.
How about
Destroyed.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Well, Alan, tell us a little bit about when your show is on the radio. Give the radio station a plug so people can tune in and listen, or
Sure, certainly.
see you on Facebook.
We're here every Sunday night from 9 to 10 o'clock on 105 The River. We usually play about 12 to 14 songs from local artists, written, recorded right here in northeastern Pennsylvania. And it's commercial free. And DC Taylor is the producer, so DC and I usually have a good time talking about music together. And then once or twice a month we have guests in as well. So it's always a great time, and you know, I'm always really proud of the songs we put on every week because it's good stuff.
Yeah, and Eddie, Bret, thanks for having me in again. Alman, thank you, and happy 25th.
Thank you
wish
very
you
much.
another 25 plus years here
I'll take that.
of interviewing.
These guys keep
being
making records, I'll
involved
keep doing this. You got a deal, guys?
in
Yeah, that's
music.
the deal.
All right.
This show airs
Somebody
in
stops us.
all of December, so you can watch it on SSP TV and our app SSP TV as well, ssptv.com. Thanks, guys, for having me. I'm
Thank
learning
you.
a lot about music, and we're here each month at 105 The River, located in Mohegan Sun Pocono. So stay with us here on SSP TV.
Seems lately we can find the time. Been running ragged in the daily grind, but the days are days. We got nothing to hide. So what do you say? We'll take the Skyline Drive. Let's put the top down, cruise 105. With Willie on the radio and you by my side. The wind in your hair makes me feel so alive. It's you and me, girl, on Skyline Drive. Feels so good out in the autumn air. Let's put on troubles in the rearview mirror. Drop what you're doing, come on, hop inside. I wanna take you on the Skyline Drive. We'll put the top down, cruise 105. With Billy on the radio and you by my side. The wind in your hair makes me feel so alive. It's you and me, girl, on Skyline Drive. running wild, so young and free. It's never too late to give something new a try. Fall in love again on the Skyline Drive. So alive, it's you and me, girl, on the Skyline Drive, on the Skyline Drive, oh yeah, Skyline Drive, oh yeah, Skyline Drive, it's you and me, girl, on the Skyline Drive. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. It's been so long.